What's up to all my Aries? So you have the Seven of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, Page of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Death card. A lot of Mars energy here with Scorpio. Scorpio and Aries are both ruled by Mars. Right, you have Cancer energy, right? Cancer crab, Wheel of Fortune, Capricorn energy, right? So this very much so is about how you're in a situation, right, where a lot of you Aries are very much so hard at work. A lot of you are trying to accomplish your goals, right? Obviously, you're not running around telling people this, but a lot of you are very much so work orientated right now. You're very concentrated on your own health and your work, your finances, right? Your job, possibly creating a job, possibly what the position is on your job. And the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Cups represents how a lot of you Aries realize that it's time for you to actually start doing better for yourselves and to start upgrading, so to speak, in the sense that you should get a higher paying job, create a business out of what it is that you're doing. You're trying to make the transition out of working for somebody else to, a lot of you are trying to make the transition from working for somebody else to actually start working, having other people work for you, and you start setting your own hours and you start making your own money that you set for yourself. And the King of Pentacles and the Four of Wands represents a lot of you Aries may have this idea in your head, but you may not necessarily know how to really go about doing it. And the Four of Wands represents you will need time and patience to be able to deal with the problems that you have, right? As far as starting up a business, right? Making the transition from working for somebody else to now being set on your own. A lot of you Aries, pretty much, you're going to have to find out, you're going to have to do a calculation if you're going to do this as to how much it is that you really need in order to survive a month. And then understand, right, if you can really do that if you started up your own business, or if you've made the transition from one job to another, just in case if you don't want to start anything up for yourself. And the Knight of Pentacles is about how, since that's the case, the Knight is about how ultimately, though, right, you are going to be fine. The only situation is the Ten of Wands. It could take a little bit of time, though, and it could take you actually walking away from a slightly comfortable position that you have, right, in order for you to take that chance on you potentially having something that means more to you and that's greater than what you already have. The Page of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles represents, however, there's going to be challenges along the way that may stand in the way of you actually making that financial transition. One of those challenges is obviously somebody that you may end up liking on the job, right? You may not necessarily want to stop. You may not want to not see them anymore, right? And you may like them from the job. If it's not from the job, it could be a situation where you really like somebody, and you could be with them. You could even know them, right? You may not necessarily be with them, but you could know them in the sense that you see that these people are ultimately not really going to be a good fit because they're quite dysfunctional. To be honest with you, I'm not really against someone upgrading or getting out of a situation with somebody to go to someone better. But make sure that it's real, though. Don't just, you know what I mean? Like the fact that the two of you end up growing apart, because that does happen. So, I mean, at the same time, though, just know what it is that you would get yourself into a relationship for, right? Like, don't get yourself into any kind of relationship or be in anything and then end up just leaving them just because you upgraded, right? But if, your partner or your potential partner, or maybe even a friend that you are romantically interested in, if they're not going to fit a certain lifestyle because they are a liability and not an asset to you, then you Aries should definitely start looking elsewhere, because there's no real point in being with someone that really can't, the two of you grow apart, right? So the death card represents, again, that's that transition of what I'm talking about. All of these transitions, that main transition is going to lead into something else, because you have to change your entire lifestyle. The lifestyle is what you're changing, right? When you're doing better for yourselves inwardly as well as outwardly, your whole lifestyle has to change. The people who you date, the quality of the people that you date, the money that you get in changes. Your mentality on things changes, because you have to learn how to preserve that money. You have to learn how to generate more. So as a result, you're learning the tricks of the trade, and you're learning how to generate income, how to flip the income that you have and you make it actually multiply, right? You grow it on top of what you have. What to do when you get the money in your hand. That's a whole other mindset and a lifestyle compared to the way you were when you didn't have it. You understand? You didn't know any better. So it's a whole lifestyle change. Now let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify. I hope you're enjoying this reading, but let's clarify the death card, right? Which is confirmation that a lot of you Aries should be walking away from your old lifestyle to walk into a new one, especially if it's going to really hold you back, right? Don't be making up excuses either, you know, trying to create some form of justification to leave a potential or a partner. No, they got to seriously be on some dysfunctional stuff, though. So you have the Two of Wands, the Judgment, the Six of Swords, the Five of Swords, right? The Two of Wands and the Judgment, because the two of you have to work together as a team, right? And this is the reason why, as I tell y'all a million times, that I would honestly suggest getting into a relationship with somebody that the two of you share hobbies, the two of you share a lot of common interests, because that's what's going to keep you interested. That is a part of what is going to keep you interested. When y'all are not physically attached to each other, if you know what I mean, if you know what I mean, that hobby, that interest, it may not even be a hobby. It could really be something that you're really into. That is what's going to keep the two of you invested in with one another, or what's going to help, because the two of you actually have something to talk about, so the two of you can see eye to eye. The Six of Swords and the Five of Swords represents how, and as you're out here doing better, you're going to get more people who are going to see you as attractive. So the Five of Swords, that's just more opportunities for you to get to know other people. But just know when those people are wasting your time, because a lot of people, you're doing better. So more money, more problems. Shout outs to Biggie. When you're out here doing your thing, people are going to want to take you for a ride, right? Or get you for anything that they can get out of you, right? And that's where the initial interest will come from. So you Aries are going to be on higher, you're going to have to be on higher alert as you're getting to know other people. That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Peace.